2022 Kia Soul, costs, facts, and figures. When it comes to classifying cars and trucks these days, the lines have become more and more blurry with each passing model year. When Kia introduced the Soul back in 2008, it almost looked like a mini-minivan. But over the years, the Soul has evolved into something less and less identifiable, which ironically has made it more identifiable. Today, the Kia Soul is something of a segment breaker. It isn't quite an SUV, or even a compact SUV. But it also isn't a compact car, nor is it a hatchback, and it certainly isn't a minivan. Kia calls the Soul a CUV, or crossover utility vehicle, so we'll stick with that. More and more, we are seeing niche cars like the CUV populating the roadways, as even high-end car makers like Mercedes and BMW are trying to find any new customer base they can. The Soul currently competes with similarly hard-to-categorize cars like the Nissan Kicks, Toyota CHR and the new Hyundai Venue, which again ironically, have created a category all their own. A trim for everyone. For 2022 the Soul is available in 6 different trims: LX, S, GT Line, X Line, EX and Turbo. The base MSRP is $19,190 for the LX and tops out at $27,790 for the Turbo, while everything else falling in between. One of the things to know before buying a 2022 Kia Soul is that the more you pay, the more you get. The first 5 level trims all utilize the same dual overhead cam aluminum 2.0-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that makes 147 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 132 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM. But opt for the Turbo, and you get a very peppy all-aluminum DOHC 1.6-liter inline 4 that produces 201 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 195 pound-feet of torque at 1,500 RPM. To turbo, or not to turbo? All of the non-turbo trims get the same continuously variable automatic transmission with a manual shifting mode, while the more potent turbo gets a legit 7-speed dual-clutch auto also with a manual shifting mode. Power is then routed only to the front wheels, with no AWD option available surprisingly, on its way to either 235/45 or -18 Hankook Fence S1 Noble 2 rubber for non-turbo models or 235/45 or -18 Goodyear Eagle Touring tires for the Turbo. The Turbo also gets larger 12.0-inch front/11.2-inch rear disc brakes versus the other model's smaller 11.0-inch front/10.3-inch rear brakes. Options abound. In the base LX and S trim, you get basic cloth seats, while in the GT Line, X Line and EX, you upgrade to a premium cloth material, and the top-spec Turbo gets a cloth/synthetic leather upgrade. The base LX brings a usable 8.0-inch color touchscreen infotainment system to the party, while all other levels get an upgraded UVO link with a 10.25-inch color touchscreen as the centerpiece of their dashboards. The base EX also doesn't get Kia's Drive-Wise suite of safety features, while it comes standard on all other trim levels. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard fare on all trims, while any trim above the LX will get treated to SiriusXM satellite radio, real-time traffic updates, and a smartphone wireless charging pad. The top-level Turbo gets a nice Harman/Kardon stereo system, while the lesser trims get a more basic 6-speaker setup. A soulful interior. The interior of the Soul is as eclectic as its exterior suggests it is. While many consider it an entry-level vehicle, things like heated front seats, a heated steering wheel that has a race-like flat bottom to it, ambient lighting, push-button start, a head-up display, and plenty of soft-touch materials strewn about the cabin make it feel like it's a higher class of car than its sticker price suggests. Safety first. The Drive-Wise system, which is essentially an umbrella term used for a group of features packaged together, much like Toyota does with their Safety Sense or Hyundai with its Smart Sense. The Kia version of this package includes things you might expect by this point from a modern passenger car that has helped Kia win multiple IIHS safety awards for 2022. Forward collision avoidance, lane keep assist, lane change assist, blind spot collision warning, rear cross-traffic collision avoidance assist, and the ever-present, and sometimes overbearing driver attention warning system. Sure, that can fit. The squarish boxy look of the Soul may or may not be one of its best features. But it does suggest that it should be able to hold quite a bit of cargo, and true to form, it can. A total of 24 cubic feet is available with all seats in their upright position, but once the rear seats fold down that number grows to 62 cubic feet, with a grand total of 101 cubic feet per overall passenger volume. Thanks to the high roof, there are plenty of ways to play real-world Tetris and get all sorts of things from one place to another that simply wouldn't be possible in a normal sedan. Fast, relatively speaking. In terms of performance, the Kia Soul isn't ever going to be one of the fastest around the Nürburgring, but it does actually pleasantly surprise. While the NA 2.0-liter motor on paper runs from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an uninspiring 8.0 seconds, and through the quarter mile in 16.4 seconds at 86 miles per hour, via car and driver, it should actually feel quicker than it is, thanks to the fact that it has a relatively svelte 2,965 pounds to haul around, or that the CVT automatic is actually very astute at keeping the engine in its power band most of the time, allowing it to get up and go quickly. Turbo boost. Though it will likely never be one of the fastest SUVs on the planet, by comparison to its non-turbo siblings, the Turbo is actually faster and feels it. 0 to 60 miles per hour comes up in just a scant 6.4 seconds, and the quarter mile comes and goes in just 15.0 seconds at 95 miles per hour. But the Turbo does pay a penalty, carrying around an additional 165 pounds, which may account for its longer 70 to 0 miles per hour braking time versus the NA trims at 172 feet versus 161 respectively. That weight may also contribute to the Turbo's slightly less impressive skid pad figure of 0.85 G versus 0.91 G respectively, via car and driver. A value, whatever it is. So while the 2022 Soul may not be able to be easily classified in terms of what kind of car and or truck it may be to the untrained eye, and has come quite a long way from its original driving hamster marketing campaign, but it can undeniably classify as yet another solid value from Kia, as the Soul allows owners to perform a multitude of daily tasks and errands without ever feeling too mundane. In short, Kia has given the Soul some soul.